Halfway through my night shift, the kind that drains your marrow and leaves you hollow, I heard the call. Code 3. Critical. I barely registered it, not until the names came through. My wife. My son. My brother. Each one struck like a blow to the chest. I ran. I don't remember the floor under me, only the blur of motion and the cold fluorescent lights stuttering above, warning me like a dying star. Then I saw them. Still. Bloodied. Unconscious. A doctor stepped in my way. His face was composed, but his hands betrayed him with a slight tremble. "You can't go in," he said. In that moment, I wasn't her husband. I wasn't his brother. I wasn't a father. I was something raw, unhinged, desperate. "Why?" I asked. My voice didn't sound like it belonged to me. He looked down. "The police will explain everything when they arrive." And that was when I felt it. Something inside me gave out. Like my heart had stopped pretending it hadn't been cracked for years. I met her during med school. We bonded over sleepless nights, shared ambition, and the kind of loneliness that only people with pagers and impossible dreams understand. It felt natural. We built a life around structure, morning routines, synced schedules, stories swapped after our shifts. When our son came, she stepped back from the hospital, said she wanted to be there for him. I took her at her word. Nate was always the drifter. Charming, restless. He moved through jobs and countries like water, never staying long. I bailed him out once. Paid his debts. Gave him a room in our home when he said he was ready to change. I noticed the way her smile stretched a little wider around him, the way her eyes lingered when he passed through the room. I told myself it was nothing. I was wrong. The signs crept in quiet. Her phone always flipped over. Her laughter cutting off mid-breath when I entered. Grocery runs that took too long. The softness in her voice when she said his name, too soft. One night, I woke to murmurs just outside. Her voice. His. I stayed still. I didn't get up. Didn't speak. I just listened. Do you think he knows? He trusted me far more than he should have. The silence that followed revealed more than any betrayal ever could. I didn't storm out. I didn't raise my voice. I simply began collecting truths like puzzle pieces. Revenge, after all, isn't about fury. It's about restraint. It began with her phone. She had backed it up using my old Apple ID, unaware I still had access. I watched everything unravel in messages, plans, private photos, jokes about my night shifts. I didn't react. I saved it all. Nate had a past. His record had been wiped clean, but there were still traces. I searched until I found a thread, a business account still active under a fake address. Fraud. I brought in a private investigator, discreet and thorough. He uncovered more than I asked for: motel receipts, surveillance footage. One video showed them leaving a room with my son. That's where I began. Custody. I filed using everything I had, proof of poor judgment, endangerment. My lawyer was relentless. The judge saw what I needed him to. She lost joint custody. Next came exposure. I sent the damning evidence, footage, financial records to her professional board. An anonymous tip. An ethics investigation followed. Her application for reinstatement? Denied. Then my brother. I turned the fraud documents over to the authorities under the guise of a concerned citizen. It was enough. His assets were frozen. His movements restricted. But none of that was the real endgame. That came when I rewrote my will, cut her out entirely, and made sure every last piece of my legacy would go to our son. I sent her the paperwork with one line: "This is the only part of me you ever truly cared about." So when the call came in that night, I wasn't surprised. I didn't know the details yet, but I knew the direction. They'd been driving out of town, her at the wheel, Nate beside her, my son in the back seat. A storm. Speed. Alcohol. She lost control. One crash. 3 lives altered. The authorities arrived long after the wreck. I was already at the hospital, scrubs soaked in someone else's blood, maybe even my own. They told me what I already suspected: DUI, pending charges. My son had a concussion and a broken arm. He'd survive. Nate was in a coma. She came to, handcuffed to a hospital bed. I never visited. She called, left voicemails, wrote letters, claimed she was sorry, that she was lost, that she still loved me. I responded once, with a signed copy of the divorce decree. My son's eyes search for answers he can't yet ask. I give him gifts, not explanations. I take him to school,
to therapy,
to the playground. We are rebuilding slowly. She lost her license. Nate lost his freedom. And they both lost the safety of my silence. I never shouted. I just told the truth. On the night she was sentenced, I sat at the back of the courtroom. She didn't glance my way. Didn't glance anywhere. The judge called her reckless. I called her a chapter closed. People often ask how I stayed composed. The answer is simple. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. But when they show your child, you make damn sure that truth never becomes his reflection. I was once a husband, a brother, a father. Now I'm just a man who rediscovered his value and made sure they remembered it too, with quiet precision.